Chapter 1048. His legs were pierced through. Ordinary people would be handicapped by that. However, Wilbur was still standing. He looked at Debbie coldly and asked, "There's a price for worshipping an evil god, right?" "Yes, but only an evil god can give me this power. Do you understand?" asked Debbie while laughing maniacally. Wilbur scoffed coldly and said, "You will only doom yourself by gaining power through selling your soul. So what? As long as I'm powerful enough." Debbie seemed unbothered. She looked deranged, and she raised her death scythe again. Her target was her heart. Wilbur shouted and summoned the crystal sternum. He gripped the sternum with his left hand, and a roaring power started to infuse into his body. Spiritual flames on him instantly surged to the sky. Debbie could not believe that there were thunderous sounds coming from his body. A terrifying spiritual pressure started to spread. Her spiritual pressure seemed to be forced back. Debbie had her jaw on the floor. She looked at Wilbur with disbelief. She could not believe that Wilbur still had tricks up his sleeve. She wondered how he could have so many tricks left, and how powerful he actually was. Wilbur infused a massive power to the historical halberd. The historical halberd instantly grew to 20 meters long. Countless runes appeared on it, and a raging power filled the 100-meter radius around him. His wounds healed at a visible speed. "Now it's time for you to have a taste of death," Wilbur shouted and wielded his historical halberd. He leaped to the sky and slashed down at Debbie. The sounds of a storm appeared, and the unstoppable power overwhelmed Debbie. Debbie screamed maniacally. She wielded the death scythe to battle him. A loud explosion could be heard. Debbie was smashed into the floor. Then, another explosion could be heard. The ground sank with Debbie as the epicenter. She looked very shocked. Wilbur lunged toward the statue of the Dark Underlord. He realized something after the analysis result from his second consciousness. He knew that her power source came from the Dark Underlord statue. He could only defeat Debbie if he destroyed the statue. The historical halberd attacked the Dark Underlord with an unstoppable force. The Dark Underlord cried eerily like a baby. Its death scythe was not inferior to the historical halberd, so it faced the attack with its weapon. A loud explosion echoed through the sky. Wilbur flew back for hundreds of meters, but he soon sprinted towards the Dark Underlord once more and slashed down hard with the historical halberd again. The Dark Underlord emitted a huge amount of dark mists. It started to swallow him up. Wilbur lunged into it without hesitation. He was blown back again with another explosion. However, he did not stop. He wielded the historical halberd and lunged into the dark mists again. The Dark Underlord made monstrous sounds, and Wilbur kept being blown back by explosions. However, he was determined to lunge into the mists over and over again. The cooks watched in shock. Debbie realized she could not interfere with the battle. She also looked very shocked. Every time she unleashed the Dark Underlord, the battle would end quickly. No one ever fought the Dark Lord statue. Most of her opponents could not survive her shadow domain. Wilbur was powerful beyond her comprehension. It was simply unbelievable. Side note: it sounds like Hayden's ability. Naruto reference.